Hello and welcome to the back nine of round one of the 2025 Discmania Challenge presented by True Bank. We are out here at Pickard Park Disc Golf Course. It's our 9th stop on the Pro Tour. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Sofia Donnecke.
And if you have an idea of what to call us other than some kind of geese, leave it in the comments. Thanks for joining us on the back here. We are watching a feature card consisting of Cadence, Burge, Emily Weatherman, Holyn, Handley, Ella Hansen. Cat Merch really taken off on the front nine. 5 down is pretty dang amazing. I was thinking 5 would be a great round for the entire round.
Yeah, let's see if people take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
We got a pretty deep field.
Yeah, it is, but it's also a little bit smaller than normal, but a very scoreable course.
Yeah. All
quick,
right, here
go.
we go.
Go, go, go.
Go,
quick.
go. 10. Hole number 10 is a par 5. This is where you want your second shot to land.
Nice.
You want to go down the hill. And the approach is pretty tricky because there's OB surrounding the basket. But basically 2 drives, stay in bounds, and then get close to the basket on your third or fourth shot.
Mm-hmm.
So,
this
best
one,
whole intro ever.
Honestly, I took up a lot of your time just rambling. Let's see if Cat Merch can show us how it's done. She's kind of going the inside gap here. Most ladies going to take the gap farther to the right. But if you can get past the line of trees, you are sitting pretty for birdie. Even if you hit those trees, you still can birdie it.
Yeah, the line, you basically, on your next shot, you're trying to get to that big oak tree you can see just over the hill. Or around it if you can. But that's safe.
Yeah, you see a lot of ladies kind of messing with this tree just because you know it's inbounds. And to either side, especially the right side, OB's pretty close. This is such a fun upshot. It's like pretty scary.
It is.
But it feels great if you do it right. Cat gonna leave that a little short.
Yeah, that's a common place to land. Can't she get to 6? And she does.
Yeah, not a common place to nail the putt, though.
No.
From a knee going uphill. And this one you can see some rollaways as well, so a bit of risk there. I really like this par 5. I think it's very fun, super fair.
Yeah, there used to be a different tee pad, right? So that a lot of people went big hyzer around these trees. But now you really aren't. It's kind of an awkward line to try and go around, and people are going through those trees more.
Yeah, almost exclusively. It looks like Holyn's lining up the hyzer, but you just risk never coming back in, so you don't see it very often.
And it's a scary wind, like left to right. It's going to push the hyzer down and right into the OB.
Yeah.
And she gets caught up early if she... Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good point. It was almost like, almost a headwind, too, left to right, sometimes in your face. Emily also going to get caught up on the trees. Some nice power from Cadence here. That one final tree, I swear, collects so many discs. She scoots right past it.
It's a big tree.
Matt and I always talk about a heat map of where people land, and that tree is on fire. It's red hot.
I like it. Yeah, just get to the 2 big trees and then throw your upshot.
It's going to take a lot for Holyn to birdie here with a couple big shots she can, but you really got to crest this hill to try to see the pin. If you don't, the angle's really wonky.
She might be able to see it from there.
Yeah, it was about as well done as she could have done it.
That canopy does hang low on that oak tree, so if you can get under or around that tree, it's ideal.
I like this left side play. There's more room over there. I always end up taking the right just because of where my drive ends up landing, but there's something to this left side.
And I never even considered it.
Yeah. It was probably my fault. I took you out on your
you
first
showed me the
practice round.
course.
Well, right-handed, hyzers, it's nice.
Ella also going left side.
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Something to think about.
Makes it a backhand hyzer upshot, kind of.
Yeah.
I see.
Cadence swinging it outright, playing the hole correctly, I think, to the right.
As long as that oak tree's out of her way, it should be all good. Okay, I don't know if Holyn can see the pin.
No.
It's a blind shot.
And I think this is likely just going to be a par play here. Just get down, get into the middle.
If that hurries back.
She might be kind of pinched over there.
Yeah.
Inbounds, though.
Oh,
Out
no.
of bounds. Wow. And it was awesome to have 2 spotters on this hole and just spotters everywhere on the course today. The flow was great out there.
Yeah. The spotters were really helpful, and there was no shortage.
Yeah. Emily, almost perfect. I love to just watch these float down the hill. I feel like we don't get to throw
That's
up
a
shots
cool
like
angle.
this very
Yeah.
often. She does come up just a little short. Yeah, I think throwing slow speed, like mid-range, or if you're a little farther, putter, is the way to go, and just let it push straight and try not to let it fade too much.
Oh, okay. Ellie gets past the pinch point. Is that safe? Yeah,
It is safe.
He was pointing with the red flag.
Yeah, I've got it.
Mm-hmm.
He's working out there.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence with that tree right in the way. She'll kind of have to mess with that right side corner, I think, to get to the pin where we saw Cap Merch drop.
Yeah, that hurries back.
That's solid.
Okay.
Same spot.
There you go.
Inside the circle, though,
Yeah.
I think. You think she ever trips over her hair when it's down?
Maybe.
Maybe not quite that long. And a little bit of a misfire here from Holyn.
Circle's edge, though.
Yeah, just not what you want for a bogey save.
Oh yeah, that was her 4th throw.
5th with OB.
Oh.
Sit. Good run from Emily for her birdie. Yeah, throwing 6.
Okay.
A good putt from Holyn. Cadence for her birdie. Nice. Love her spin putt.
Yeah, they fly very smooth. Not much flutter. It's fun to watch.
When I first met her, she was doing this like more push putt with like a really deep stance. And then I didn't see her for a while. And then I think Madison played with her. She's like, yeah, she's a really, really good putt. Like so clean and spinny. And I was like, is this the same person?
Yeah.
So it's always cool to see when someone really solidifies their style. And a great birdie from Ella.
Yeah.
And Cadence still so young and doing so well this entire year.
We have a lot of young ones, up and comers that are just crushing it out there.
I mean, Emily too.
Yep.
They grow up so fast.
Sweet. We saw 18 birdies on this hole, so it
Nice.
didn't play too difficultly.
Yep, nailed it.
There we go. Got it.
Did it average?
It averaged 4.95, so just
Okay.
barely under par.
Nice.
Good little spread,
Yeah, great. Par 5.
but lots of birdies.
Huge change on this hole. We used to go from the bottom of the hill. Now we are throwing from the top. You want to throw down the tunnel. There is a mandatory on the left. You have to hit. If you can square yourself up to this gap, you're going to be happy. If you can fade over to the left and be a little bit closer, you're going to be super happy, but you of course bring in more risk if you do that. I think the biggest mistake to avoid is pushing too deep off of the tee. And then the second shot shapes up pretty well for a sidearm, but I throw a lot of sidearms and it just seems really scary because the rough on the right side of the pin is gnarly. So I like the straight backhand shot because you can kind of bail out and still be right around the circle's edge for a putt.
Yeah.
That's a great shot from Ella. It'll be interesting to see how the scores pan out because none of us have ever played this hole and it's so different.
Yeah. I saw a lot over the top plays, but everyone's so far
Really?
going with the low plays. Cadence pushes a bit long, so we'll see what her approach to the basket's going to look like from there.
Over the top of that big center tree?
Yeah,
Or
like almost
or just like a straight
like pushing the Mando.
Weird.
Yeah. Everyone on my card did it.
You
but I
did it?
didn't. No. No, I didn't practice it, so.
Yeah. So that used to be a more common play because this is the MPO, pad. But I don't know that Mando was there, and I'm surprised none of these big arms doing the over the top play. That's crazy. Were you so startled? to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone landed in a good spot. So.
Okay. Suckers.
Including myself.
Emily gonna push that deep side and is fortunate to bounce out of there. It is a true nightmare in there. There's monsters.
Yeah.
You don't want to know.
It's a tricky one to scramble from.
Yeah.
Like.
And Ella gonna show us that sidearm again. A great play. It just needs to go straight and not fade too far to the right. This is in a little bit of danger here.
We'll see if she has a look at the basket. She's
Look
up there.
See
So
how dark it is in there.
I can't see anything.
Terrifying. I think she's
That's
on
where the
edge.
monsters live.
Exactly.
Like
Holyn pretty much in prime position here, able to throw more of a straight mid-range. It's a little early.
Yeah.
But pushing. This is why,
Got
this
to.
is the mistake to make. She circles edge, putting for birdie.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's tough.
Cadence on the edge of the nightmare. The name of my debut metal album.
Fairway hit. She should have like okay.
Still, some work left.
I was
here.
gonna say straightforward par, but
This camera angle makes it look so. It is slanted left to right, but it
Mhm.
makes it.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
wow.
She's still thinking birdie.
She was.
What
Never
a
give
shot.
up.
And never give up.
No, I don't need to hear that, because
Run everything.
yeah,
Consequences aren't real.
throw it in from the rough halfway down the fairway.
It'll be cool.
Emily parked for par.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty lame run, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, and see, yep. Ella with
okay. I
nothing.
thought she might be on the edge, but that does not look like. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she
there was
gets
some
out.
kind of gap
But Holyn
for Burge.
Burb trying to get back to even. Ooh, misses
A little
high.
enthusiastic, but let's see where her comebacker is. Oh no.
Yeah. Not,
Okay.
yeah, not too bad. Hard to
That's
pick
where I
her
thought
out of the
Ella was.
shadows.
Yeah, yeah.
Same. I thought Ella might have had a look. But I bet that the scoring on this one improves as the weekend goes on and everyone kind of gets used to it.
Yeah, only 4 birdies on the day.
Wow, that's
a lot of
definitely
pars
less than
though.
I would have guessed.
66% of the field taking a par. It was the 9th most difficult hole, so
Okay.
pretty center pack.
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
This used to be so short and essentially a gimme birdie. Like you were kicking yourself if you didn't get it. Yeah, it was from the short tee pad on the corner to the MPO's basket up on the hill up left of there. But you could throw literally 2 putters and get it there. So the change makes sense. I'm not mad about it or anything, but I think no one quite has it dialed.
It's an adventure hole for sure. I like it. All right, our card's kind of sitting the same. Cat still at 6 down.
Shredding.
And then the rest of the field 2 down.
What's up everyone, Burge here, and today we have the 3rd Jomez Tour Series disc of the season. This is the Horizon Metal Flake C-Line PD from Discmania. Now these PDs have a little bit of a dome to them, so they're not going to be as aggressively overstable. And for my arm speed, I can get a pretty straight flight, maybe even a bit of turn, and a pretty nice finish at the end. Pretty much the ideal control driver. If you're a bit of a lower arm speed, you'll probably see a straight flight with a nice smooth, gentle fade, nothing aggressive like an FD3. So these are overall really workable fairway driver, in my opinion, one of my favorite discs. If you want to pick up one of the Horizon Metal Flake C-Line PDs, you can grab them at JomezPro.com. You don't want to miss them.
All right, hole number 12 is a downhill double mando hole, 300 feet. You got to cross this creek, try not to get caught up early. You're basically throwing a shot at those rocks and hoping you get a nice little skip up to the basket. It's easy to find some rough spots on this one though.
Very.
This one of those must-hit tunnels, kind of like hole number 3.
Yeah, that's a good analysis. Yeah, it's so easy to just pull it to one side or the other, find that OB short. The sidearm, I love this play, but if you saw it off, there's OB right you can find, and you're not even saving bogey from over there. Like, that's in so much danger of going in that creek down there. It might have checked up. It did not.
No.
And sometimes you don't even have a clear pitch up line from over there. I think for the sidearm, it's more of like a, same as 3, for me anyway, like a flip up sidearm that pushes straight. And then, like you said, Sophia, gets a little bit of that ground play kind of near those rocks.
You just want to throw it at the ground.
Yeah.
If you get it to the chips, like, you'll have a putt. But if you mess with the ceiling or leave it high, it's going to fade left or right.
Get it to the chips.
Yep.
I like that. And this is such a good play. If you can kind of work that left side, you get, the rocks aren't quite as aggressive over there. Emily's still going to be a little caught up, though. Holyn trying to work the turn. Man, she rides that side the whole way, and that's going to be so good.
Circle 1, I think.
She just high-fived 100 leaves to get there. And Ella going from the drop zone, which I kind of thought was just for
the
I wonder if it's an optional drop zone. I'm going to look that up right now. Sophia, take over.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Wow. That's an uphill. That's a long ways away. Plays really far.
I looked down for 1 second. She's going to make the
You missed
sickest. Oh, here we go. Great. Thank you, guys. Man.
Look at that spin.
So much power on
So
that
pretty.
putt. Very uphill. Very elevated. Oh my gosh, I would have misplayed this for sure. It's any tee shot that's OB must go to the drop zone. Wow. Okay. So, if I was too harsh on Ella's misplay earlier, I take it back.
There's a couple. Oh, shoot. All right. There's a couple holes where, the drop zone is in play for certain things that you might not expect. So it is important to check.
It is. And that's not typical to have a drop zone for both a mandatory and out of bounds. Ella doing a good job to minimize the damage there. So important in disc golf generally, but this course especially. Holyn unable to convert after that really perfect drive.
Yeah, this was the 6th most difficult hole on the course today.
Yeah. I think the back 9 plays way harder.
Yeah. Played 3.27 strokes. So 0.27 over par.
And this one is arguably one of the easy ones on the back, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's downhill,
because it's short.
299.
Yeah.
If you hit the line, you should
have a look.
Have a putt.
Yeah.
But lots can go wrong along the way.
Very true. Lots can go wrong on this way, too. It's a whole par 3, 333 feet. It is nice and cleared out on this left side. This is the really aggressive gap that you might take with a turning backhand shot, which is so risky, but is the way to get to the pin. There is OB on the right that's down a hill. If you find that OB, sometimes you can't even really get any kind of look at the basket. And it can be tricky to get out of there. Also, kind of that early right side rough, if you overturn the backhand or saw off a sidearm, is probably the worst mistake you can make. You do see some backhands take this route that Cadence is taking, and that's going to be the dominant sidearm route as well.
Yeah.
The sidearm, very difficult to get farther than circle 2. That was a solid shot from Cadence.
That was. And that's the easiest rough to save a par from, I would say.
Yes. Deep left is the miss. Smooth looking backhand from Emily. It is fading out. You want that to keep turning a little bit, but it's good.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the sidearm is for sure the safest play, and it can still get you a look. This is another one you only ever see a couple birdies on ever. And Holyn was so much power to find this circle. That's awesome. That was her Z-Raptor. Perfect angle and speed control. Ella, maybe a little too high and early.
That center tree does catch a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. Ooh, tricky little approach here. Ella from a knee throwing another sidearm. Well managed.
Yes.
Cadence, not looking at a whole lot here, just going to take the par.
Yeah, but it's a pretty easy spot to scramble from, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're so happy with the par on this one. Looked like only 4 people were able to find circle 1, 13 finding circle 2 off the tee. Emily with a nice little pitch up. She's having a nice clean stretch in the middle here. Holyn for one of the rare birdies.
Yes.
Really nice conversion, especially after missing one on the last elevated pin. It's weird to have 2 elevated ones in a row, now that I think about it.
That is true.
This one feels like, doesn't need to be. It's pretty hard already.
It's already pretty hard. 5th hardest hole on the course. 3 birdies, being Taylor, Chosek, Holyn Handley, and Rebecca Cox. Today.
Rebecca was... Whoa.
Rebecca.
Whoa. Rebecca was on my card, and she threw a backhand fuse right up the gut. Perfect turning shot. It was something to see. So much so that I forgot her name. Forgot everything I know.
In awe.
Yeah, truly a gorgeous shot. Not that Holland's wasn't, you know.
Yeah,
But I'm just
the skippy
so,
sidearms the cheater play.
I'm
right?
so amazed, yeah, to see the pure backhand line. It's so technical.
Yeah.
Holyn really cheating the system with that perfect forehand.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, guys? Hold My Bag just launched the greatest disc golf fantasy game in the universe.
Hold My Bag just dropped the best fantasy disc golf game the planet has ever seen.
I want to tell you guys about the newest disc golf fantasy game on the market.
One of my favorite parts is the Hold My Bag. This is something that we started doing, and it's actually a lot of fun.
All right, we're on to hole number 14. It is a par 4 downhill. Fun hole. Not much OB off the tee, but there is rough. And then you're basically pitching up to a good spot here where there is an OB strip. And then the upshot is really the technical spot on the hole, where you want to kind of hit your line just right to get up to the circle. The grass is not very skippy, so if you hit short, you're not going to get much help from
Very
the ground.
true.
Yeah.
And that creek can come into play if you
does.
aren't careful and trying to get aggressive, especially from out of position. Checking back in with your fellow countrywoman, Rebecca Dawn.
Let's go. Having a good round so far.
And that's about as good as you're ever going to see the backhand. This is the first one in a while where you kind of felt the wind a little bit more. I want to say it was a left to right. Nice upshot. Pushing
Gets
that
the
right
circle.
side.
Circle's edge.
Oh, perfect putt. She's made some good ones to get those birdies today. Really clean round. Looks like only 1 bogey.
That's really good on this course because if you make a mistake, it can often mean a couple strokes.
Yes, absolutely. Dang, I wanted to see her lace this. Holyn came through while Sofia and I were practicing and showed me this line, which I've never even thought about. But you do need a pretty powerful sidearm to throw it. But it's a nice line because this backhand can get kind of tricky.
I don't know. I think the backhand is the way.
It's a great shot, but like right now my sidearm's better than my backhand. So like it was just a cool shot to see that I've never considered. And if it is a left to right wind, the wind kind of helps you over to the right side, which sets up a nice second shot. The backhand, I don't know, it's just so easy to fade into that left side rough late in the game.
That is true. That's a great shot by
yeah.
Emily. Kind of not fading too much. Yeah. She should be looking down the tunnel.
Yeah, just like a little teeny force churn.
Another sidearm here.
Yeah, this is something we haven't really seen in previous years. I feel like Holland's just making it popular.
Ella, I think executing it nicely.
That's great.
Yeah. I think it's one of those where whatever one you feel more comfortable with, you go with it.
Totally. And sidearm is a good play on the second.
Oh, wow. That's
Oh, so
lovely.
pretty. Backhand can
I
work
like it.
equally well. Man, so good.
I feel inspired.
Yeah, you doing it?
Maybe tomorrow.
If there's like a strong left to right wind, it makes a lot of sense. Emily gonna show us the backhand up the gut here. This right side's the only thing you really don't want to mess with too hard. She does get a
Punch through.
fortunate break to punch through.
Yeah, there's a little cliff there.
Just a little one. Just like, it's pretty cute.
Mm-hmm. Holyn has to pitch up to that landing zone.
That's always disappointing. It's not a gimme par from there either. You know,
No.
it's, ooh,
A
whoa,
little slip.
perfect.
Gets the circle.
She should slip more often. Yeah, again, some soggy conditions out there. She seems pretty unfazed.
Yeah. Tickles it. Oh, still too far, but should be in the circle.
The tickle really helped, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
One of the sketchiest bridges on tour. They put some chicken wire down, though, so it's all good.
mm-hmm.
Emily, given these long bids, some real chances here.
Yeah.
Hits band. Cadence for birdie.
Nice. Never a doubt.
So clean. Wow.
Takes her to 4. She's starting to chase down Cat.
Yeah, she is. I mean, 3 down through the last 5. It's hard to string anything together out here. This course has changed in character so much in the last, 3 years especially.
Nice.
Yeah, Ella moving to 1 under par. Putting together a really nice middle stretch.
This hole was the 4th most difficult on the course.
That tunnel can get you.
Played as a 4.44. I'm surprised. I think it was purely the tunnel that made it difficult.
It is.
Yeah.
It's, because, if your placement's not perfect and then maybe you get a little too aggressive and find out of bounds, sometimes you can't even scramble the bogey save.
Yeah.
I bet there was, a good amount of doubles.
Yeah. 20%.
Yeah, pretty rough. Hole 15, a par 4, only 550, but feels like a little bit longer because it's hard to get a ton of distance off the tee here. You want to land on the high side of the hill to the right of where we're flying, right about even where that tree is. Easier said than done, though. Second shot, if you're lined up well, you can not quite see the pin, but you can see the little, what are those called? Whiskers. So if you're fading too much, it can be a little bit risky. It's good to push kind of straight on the second shot and just let the disc fade a little bit. There's a million common errors on this hole. It's a surprisingly difficult hole. First things first, get past that tree, try to get up the hill and fade a little bit. That's great.
That looked like a good shot right there.
I think this one, throwing straighter is better than trying to get more left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an uphill shot, so if you just throw flat, let the disc fade at the end, don't think hyzer off the tee.
Or think super hyzer, I guess.
Well, she was challenging that tree there.
Exactly, yeah. There's some low-hanging branches over there that I've seen and have found if you're not careful with the hyzer. Holyn.
It's short of what she wants, probably.
Yeah, taking a little too much off, I think. But you can find that OB deep if you really pump one.
Yes.
That's looking nice.
Really
Get up
nice.
past the tree. Good distance, but yeah, if she was a little more up the hill, it'd be a little bit better. Look at how
it's
sloped.
super steep.
It is. It is, yes.
Really steep right there. If you got 20 feet further, it's a lot flatter, and you can see the basket.
And
wow.
This, not really Holland's best effort, but I think it's just solely due to the footing.
Yeah.
And it's fairly scrambleable in there.
Is it?
There are gaps, but you're not always lucky, you know? It's not as bad as it looks.
Yeah.
Versus those 2 big bushes on the right side are death. Don't go in there.
Oh, nice. Oh. Took off.
And Ella, I think,
Circles
might have some tricky look at it. Cadence in a lot better position for her footing. Pulls it a little too far to the right, though.
Yeah, that wasn't what she wanted, but
Yeah.
she is in the open,
Yeah.
which is nice.
And I think if you land, you know, a little 15, 20 feet over to the right without that slant, it helps not point you right at those trees.
Yeah. This looks good.
Almost. It's
Okay.
good.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, and I think those upshots just really demonstrating why it's so important to just kind of push a little straighter and try to get on that high side of the hill. And it's only the difference of about 15 feet, but it really makes the second shot way easier.
It does.
See? Scrambleable.
Yeah, she's on the edge. Oh, no.
Ooh, that uncharacteristic mistake. Holyn, is she even inside the circle?
No.
She's not.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
That's a par.
She scrambled.
Let's go.
Working women's par. She just wanted the slow mez, let's face it.
Yeah, she did.
What a save. Great
That-
focus.
That was an uphill par save. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Ella, pretty blocked here. Sit. Don't do it.
That's so mean.
Almost as far. Ella's still having to go in a straddle with some branches in her way.
Yeah. That's too bad.
Tough break.
Because her upshot landed in the bullseye. Just got a nice little skip.
Mm-hmm. Emily, last chance on the card for a birdie.
Let's go. Oh.
Emily kind of all over the basket for a lot of the round.
She's had a lot of long looks for birdie.
Yeah,
and
she's putting herself in position,
yeah.
which is half the battle.
She's going for him too, which is. Yeah.
Yeah, one down is fine, but, you know, defending champ, I'm sure she's feeling some pressure.
Yeah, I thought there'd be more birdies. There's 5 birdies on the day. But
What are you going to do?
Oh, wow, guys. It looks like we have some breaking news about the world of disc golf.
Our top story tonight, Discount Disc Golf is offering premium disc golf discs for as low as $5.
2 million% more people are playing our local disc golf courses due to finding out they can get brand new discs for $5 to $7.
Things are really hot down here at the scene, but still not as hot as the deals on DiscountDiscGolf.com.
Discount Disc Golf released a statement saying that while everyone in this video is fake, the deals on DiscountDiscGolf.com are very real.
all right, hole 16. One of the prettiest holes on the course. There is OB short, but you're just throwing a fairway or a mid or a driver up this tunnel to the short basket you see on the left. It's easy to get caught up, but yeah, I like this hole. It's
I do
just
too.
So scenic.
Yeah, and it does average under par, which is nice. Everyone's thinking birdie going into the very challenging 17 and 18. It's nice to get one here. Plenty of its own danger, though. I mean, if you're off, you can find something and even drop short into this little OB, or like bounce backwards or to the left into the ditch. So you gotta peer the line.
Yes. Cadence, her disc drifted a bit right. She hit the line nice, but
And you'll still take it, not what you want, but yeah, it's an interesting little shot, kind of like hyzer flip to straight pushing shot. Not something we throw super often at this short distance.
Yeah.
I love it though.
Yeah.
Holyn,
little
at
misfire.
least she's in bounds.
Yeah. It's a good kick, right? I think
Yeah.
OB kind of stretches along the left a bit.
It's true, but the right can have some
Yeah.
spots. We'll see. Emily, in the string of gray here, all those pars strung together. Really,
She wants more now.
She wants more.
She's in the circle.
Great putt. Whoa, great drive. I'm just envisioning
300-foot
for
putt?
her that she's gonna make that one. I think she already has it.
Okay.
That looks nice.
That's
from
nice.
Ella. She's also gonna have a good. It's gonna be a trickier putt, but I think it's gonna be good.
You think she's making it?
Oh, look at
Okay.
this.
Wait.
This is gnarly.
Why is she... Okay. Rollers fascinate me. I don't throw them because...
Me neither. They're scary.
Yeah.
Fun to watch, though.
They are fun to watch.
And that one was really good. I don't...
Wow.
How often does Holyn throw rollers? Because it looks like she's been doing it forever based off that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ella is a little
Circle
farther
two.
away than I thought, but I bet she at least hits metal here. Little Annie putt. Little stepper.
She hit metal.
Yeah.
You called it.
Yeah, I've seen this before, actually. No. No, she's just good at those.
Yeah.
It's a good run. Cadence. Does she even have a look?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just trying to float a hyzer. Good bid.
Yeah. All right, Emily, let's go.
Come on. Good putt, Emily. Dang it.
Wow. Oh, man.
She's feeling nervy on the putting green.
Frustrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
too
shorter than some of the other ones she has been missing. That one hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, what a scramble.
Wow.
So impressive from Holyn. She's really fighting for these pars the last couple holes.
Yeah, 2 really solid scrambles in a row there.
Yeah. And I mean, it feels like a lot of work, but it also really can kind of build your confidence.
Yeah. And you have to scramble really well out here to survive.
Yeah, let alone thrive.
Yeah. Or just hit the fairway perfectly.
Yeah, some days you come out here and you lace hole the fairways, you're like, oh yeah, easy course.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
Rebecca.
Yeah.
My Canadian friend moving up to first.
Nice.
5 down.
Cat Merge probably finding trouble on this hole. We had this hole last year. It's par 4, 493 feet. Get out the gap and try to get as left as you can because you need to cross a lot of OB to this island shaped like the state of Iowa. I'm really trying to make Iowaland happen, so really help me out with
Iowaland?
that. Yeah, it's hard to say, but I think it's just cute enough to try. Second shot, if you are in the perfect position, you can get aggressive and go for the birdie. But even if you cross, all shots that don't land in bounds go to a very tricky drop zone. And then from there, if you don't make it, it's a secondary drop zone. So this can turn into a 7 in about 3 heartbeats.
Wow.
Also, you really need to get so far to go across on the second. You see a lot of layups over to the left and people just playing this one for par. Cadence had a good shot, but I'll be curious to see if she's in position.
Holyn getting good distance, but probably more right than she wanted to be. But
Yeah.
we'll see what she has because she's got a big sidearm to go across.
She does. And, I mean, yeah, she got lucky through that corner, but plenty of power. She's probably far enough that she's not dealing with the high ceiling too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a more typical play from Emily. That's about as good as you normally see it done. You'll see a few power players get a little farther than that, but not much.
Ella really working on that, moving to the left, a little short though.
Yep.
What she wants.
So risky to go for it from there.
Is
With
she
this,
going?
it looks like it. With this tree in the way, you need a left to right moving shot.
Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it.
Hold it.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
To the circle.
Amazing. I will say this hole did get a little bit easier because they moved the island a little bit over to the right. And
did?
yeah.
You can just move an island?
Well, the bricks weren't there last year.
Oh, okay.
They put in bricks. It was just strung out last year. Go, baby, go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see the front stakes. Last year, you couldn't see any of it, even if
Oh my
you
gosh.
laid up. So now the depth perception a little bit easier, and there's
Mhm.
more room to work on the right side of the pin. But still, 2 people making it across from back there is rare.
Yeah. That looks good.
So
Wonderful.
good.
Yeah.
Okay,
she
so
went
it's
for it.
easy. It's
It
just
is
an easy hole.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Erika.
I guess I don't either. To be clear, I parred it. I'm thrilled with that result. It played so hard last year. You don't have
Yeah.
the trauma.
I don't. Holyn makes it on there too.
And that's great. I mean, Holyn pretty much lost the tournament on this hole. Like, she could have caught Emily and
Wow.
then just had kind of that, double drop zone situation.
They should have moved it right last year.
It was brand new last year. Man,
And
Emily Weatherman with the putting woes.
Yeah. Ella not converting either.
Not a gimme at that circle's edge, but it's nice that this one, the wind is kind of down here.
There we go.
Holyn really
Wow.
making good on that one. That's a statement. She loves it. And that'll give her confidence, too, if she's in contention to birdie this hole after last year.
Yeah. And Cadence with the birdie as well.
Yeah, and I believe, I guess we'll see. That should hopefully move her up into a tie for first, unless Rebecca also got this.
This was the hardest hole.
Yeah.
So you were right.
Surprising
Just
nobody. But they
this
played it
card
so well.
Yeah, they played it really well. 7 birdies though. So like I think it just takes a lot of high numbers, right?
Yeah,
So we
it
saw a
does.
lot of birdies, but 7 is not that much, but there was a lot of doubles and single bogeys out there.
If the wind is up, it gets so much harder. It was a pretty
Yeah.
chill day.
All right, my turn.
All right, go.
Hole 18, you got to get up out of the trees there and land somewhere around here, and then you have a tricky left to right shot, and you can go with a sidearm or a backhand, but that OB line is pulled pretty tight to the right, and there's a Mando tree to get around. So I would say this is one of the harder birdies.
Yes.
Because if you don't have a big sidearm, that upshot gets pretty tricky.
Yeah, so the Mando sign's new, and the OB is so pinched. It's what, maybe 15 feet across at its narrowest point near the drop zone?
You have to hang it out over OB.
You do, the
no
whole
matter
way.
what. Yeah.
Like, at least one spectator's gonna get hit this weekend from that shot. Good to see Macy Velez.
Takes the birdie.
Yeah.
With the backhand approach.
Oh,
so.
finishing with a turkey to go 3 down.
That's awesome.
Sick. To finish on 17, 18
Wow.
birdies. I'll give you confidence going into the next day.
Yeah.
Cadence tied for the lead. Own Scoggins sneaking up to a 5 down as well.
Yeah.
She's going to be well out of position. Probably has to lay up to the pinch point from there.
Yes. Okay. You want to get left. I don't know if she was trying to go for that left gap. Probably not.
Probably not. It works, though.
Yeah. The OB does come into play off the tee. It can if you like throw it far enough. So I think you have to pick the right disc.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Something I would never think about. And no one quite piping this gap with as much height
timid.
or power. Yeah. It's easy to do. I mean, these are not, both 17 and 18 are not easy tunnels to get out of. This one maybe slightly easier, but still so tricky.
Let's see if that. Okay, that's a great spot.
Yeah, well done. I think it's really easy to leave this layup short. What do you think? Ella probably trying to get out and around?
I don't know.
I don't think she's gonna birdie
That
from
is
here.
crazy. Okay, yeah, she's
but
just thinking, yeah,
par.
get around the
get
corner.
around for par because this will be a really. She is thinking birdie.
Wow. No, that's what I meant.
Okay.
She's trying to get around the corner. She's not trying to park it.
Yeah, but she's almost.
I
the
think
circle
that makes
too.
sense.
For her sidearm. She's got the best, like hyzer sidearm in the game.
Emily pulls it right, but it drops
Okay.
safe.
That's fine. If you go in there, sometimes you're never getting out. Holyn landing in a great spot, able to attack the pin with her sidearm.
Doesn't quite hang it out enough, but
That's
she's
fine.
putting. Yeah, circle 2.
Yeah, tough finishing hole. Extra tough with that OB this year. This was the first one where it's like, the other ones I'm thinking, did they move the OB in? I can't quite tell. I think, and this one I was like, all
Look
right,
at it.
okay,
Look
guys,
at it.
we get it. It's tight.
That looks.
This is such a scary
solid.
backhand.
I know. Great.
Fantastic from Cadence. Looking to save that par after, I don't want to call it a pitch up, but definitely not her game plan to lay up.
Yep.
Emily
gets to the circle.
Yeah, have a tester to finish. Try to maintain that under par round she has going.
Ella for birdie.
That would have been a cool way to finish.
Yeah, that would have been. this was the second hardest hole. So 18, 17,
Yeah,
18, the
hardest,
two
second
hardest holes on the stretch to
Yeah.
finish with those is.
And it's always going to create drama too on Championship Sunday. Like, even if you're having a good round, it's just looming. Holyn not happy with that final effort there.
Yeah. There we go. She's like, there it is.
There it is.
Finally.
Emily not happy with the round, but she was in position
know.
to score the whole time. Just needs to convert a few more putts.
She's got the game plan right, so just a couple more putts going in and she's right up there.
Absolutely.
And 1 down is like a solid score on this.
It is.
With all these tougher holes now.
Yeah, yeah. Ain't the Pickard Park of old, as we say. God.
As you say.
Yeah. And Cadence, what a round.
Yeah.
5 down. Should be good enough for the lead or a share of it. We'll see how Owen finished up. And everybody else, I suppose. There was some people at 4.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, Cadence, the standout round on this feature card, but you know, everyone playing fairly clean.
Yeah, Owen Scoggins and Rebecca Don joining us on the lead card tomorrow at 4 down, and Macy Veladiaz with that final birdie, and Turkey actually.
Stretch.
Yeah, join the lead card. Very cool. Should be an exciting watch. A lot of great players there. What'd you think? What'd you think of round 1?
Round 1 was fun. It's cool to see these players attack and see the big sidearm takes on the holes, and yeah, had a lot of fun.
Yeah, we are going to be here all weekend long. Looks like pretty similar conditions tomorrow, maybe a little bit hotter, possible storms later on. But yeah, it's treating us pretty well so far. And this should be, a really fun card to watch tomorrow. Thank you so much to the Founders Club. Please ding the bells, click the little bell, subscribe, help us to get to 500,000. And we'll see you next time. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Sofia Donnecke. Thanks for joining us.
Give us a name.
Yeah.
Do
Name
it.
us.
Name us.
Please.
Help. Get
And
by.
not geese.
Sunshine, get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine. Get up, watch your body, and I feel that sunshine. Get up on my body, know it truly, I feel fine.